Hi, I'm Audrey Kalman, and I am here with Jennifer Browdy, and we're going to have a little conversation about a workshop that we are starting this September that will go for 9 months. We're very excited about it. We want to let you know about it. And we are going to, in this little short video, tell you about what we have planned for the first trimester. And in case you're wondering why we have broken it into two trimesters, we will let you know. It is called Birth Your Truest Stories. So that should give you a clue. And I think as I've been thinking about this, I've been remembering back to when we were kids. We've known each other that long. And we used to exchange our writing projects. Do you remember that?
Of course. Yes, we were only 6 when we met. And I think in the next year, we learned to write. And as soon as we could write, we started keeping notebooks and writing stories and journaling. And the first thing we do when we saw each other was exchange our notebooks and sort of catch up on what we've been writing. And it was a really important part of our childhood, I think.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was the start of this idea of having somebody to reflect your writing back at you and to kind of hold a place to make your writing important and to kind of go along with you as you're doing it. I don't know if it was that way for you too. But,
yeah, and it was, I don't even know if we discussed our writing that much, but it was just the act of sharing.
Yeah.
And bearing witness for each other that was really meaningful.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of thing that we're trying to create with this new series.
Yeah, I like the phrase bearing witness really resonates for me and kind of says something about the genesis of this, because you and I have offered this as a shorter workshop a couple of times, a 3-hour workshop. And it was really based on the fact that I became a birth doula about 17 years ago. For those of you who don't know what a birth doula is, it's kind of like a birth coach, someone who helps women and families who are having babies. But part of my process in being a doula is bearing witness and being with a family that's having a baby and doing it in a way that's not judgmental, that is kind of holding a space for what's happening. And as you and I started to talk, I remember a few years ago when we were planning our first shorter workshop, that seemed to be a really powerful metaphor that we could use to guide what we were doing in the workshop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in that first time around, we spent a lot of time thinking about fear and what holds us back. And that is what we realized is that everybody needs an ally. Everybody needs a community of supportive people around them in order to write. And it's kind of paradoxical because writing is considered to be such a solitary act, and it is very solitary. But what I've learned over the course of my lifetime as a writer is that you really can't do it alone. And so for us developing this small group, and it is going to be a small group, limited to 12 people, on a 9-month journey together, I think it's going to be really powerful and important.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And you want to tell people a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the quote unquote first trimester?
First trimester. So that is, just post-conception. So we're sort of expecting that people will come with some project in mind. They might not have started it yet, but at least have some idea of something they'd like to work on. And we will spend a lot of time in the first trimester generating, opening up doors, opening up new avenues of inquiry, writing together, sharing, and kind of developing the characters and maybe a little of the plot, seeing what wants to come through each of us.
Yeah, I love that part of the process. Although it can be really frightening and it can be scary. And I think a lot of people get stuck or stopped at that spot if they don't have this community to see them through. Because if you come up against that fear, it often turns you away and you're unable to get past it yourself. So we're hoping that we can with this community, help people get beyond that, and also develop some tools. I think that's something that I found in my own life, is that doing it again and again. I mean, I've written a lot. As we just said, we've been writing since we were 6, but that doesn't mean that every new project doesn't have the same barriers that you encountered with the first project you ever did. But it does get a little easier each time, knowing that you have some tools, that you've been through it before, and that you have this community.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, well, anything else we want people to know about the first trimester or the program in general?
Well, the details are on our websites. So jenniferbrowdy.com and audreykalman.com. And no, I think that's it. We're going to make a few of these little videos. The next one will be about the second trimester. So stay tuned.
Great. We'll see everybody soon.